Hey, what's up, you guys? This is Sheila Beelan. I'm coming to you with another review of Tyler Perry's Sistas, Season 6, Episode 9, True Colors. Yeah, this episode was this episode was crazy. I was like, oh my God. I think my mouth was open the first 3 minutes. I was like, what is going on here? Chaos at its best. So it picks up where it left off, where the girls were sitting on the couch and Karen was telling the girls that she told Zach to come over and she want to have X with him and all that stuff, you know. And so, to everybody's surprise, Fatima is the one that walks through the door. So everybody looking up at her like, oh my God, is this girl really here? And Karen jumped up. She was like, you better get your, blase out my house. You walking up at my house like you pay rent. And Andy is telling Fatima, you shouldn't have came over here. You need to leave. And then Fatima like, I ain't going nowhere until I say what I gotta say. And Andy gonna talk about I'm your boss. Girl, you my boss from 9 to 5. Right now, she trying to come after my man, so I'm finna come up through this house. Yes, I feel like Fatima was wrong. There's a time and place for everything. You didn't have to go over there. You know what I'm saying? But hey, this is Tyler Perry. Yeah, so they going back and forth, talking about, I don't want to pay rent in this raggedy house, and Danny trying to defend the girl house. I said, Danny, this house does need an upgrade. It really do, because I don't know what the color scheme is going on in this house. But anyway, so they going back and forth, calling each other all kind of bees. Fatima telling Karen, you don't know me, you don't know crazy. Andy, you better tell her. Andy telling her, Andy telling Karen, come on, let's just calm down. And Karen telling Andy, you better get her up out of my house. You ain't doing enough. So I guess Karen felt like Andy wasn't doing enough, so she pushed Andy down. I said, hold on now. Mini hook. You got the hook and you got mini hook. So both of them going back and forth, and everybody is trying to separate them and keep them from getting at each other. But I'm like, I just wish just once. Can they go outside in the parking lot and fight? Can we just do that? Because I'm just like, y'all that mad, just go fight and get it over with. Because this is really getting on my nerves. Because there's so many. And then Fatima talking about she got to get over here and say what she got to say. But Fatima, you really didn't say nothing. Just telling. She really just gave Karen the rundown of everything Zach said. You talking about you going to leave the door open. Talking about you want to come have, intimacies and X and all that stuff. And but stay away from my man. And just the basic stuff that Fatima has really been telling Karen over and over and over again. And then Karen is saying the same thing back. If I want him, I have him, and I want him, all the same stuff. So I'm like, when is a real conversation going to happen? Because even when Karen had did that whole sit down where everybody was over there, Fatima really still couldn't express how she really felt. So I'm just like, they need to go meet up at the coffee shop, just Karen and Fatima, so they can have a whole sit down hash out, because it's really, at this point, it's just becoming redundant. It's really becoming redundant. So while they going back and forth, then Zach come in. So I'm like, Zach looking at Fatima like, I told you don't come over. I knew you was going to be over here. Why did you do this? This is crazy. You know what I'm saying? You making the situation worse. And Karen is like, oh, you better get your beat. Boy, she was slanging them B words, right? She was. So get this. And then she talking about, and then Karen said, I know what you're trying to do. You trying to make me lose this baby. I'm like, girl, are you even pregnant at this point? Anyway, so you gonna make me lose this? That's what you trying to do? And then she ends up saying, because Zach is my baby father. Then she go and get this paper, and she takes the paper and she pushes it on Zach's chest. And so Zach is like, what? And here go Fatima, don't you touch him. Don't you touch him. I was like, girl, you trying to get back at her for when she kissed him on the cheek? You should have did that then. Don't kiss him on the cheek. Don't kiss him on the cheek. Anyway, she should have did that then. But anyway, so she takes the paper, put it on him, and then the paper slides, hits the floor. Pick it up, Zach. Pick it up. Zach ain't picking up the paper. Fatima telling her to pick it up, him to pick it up. He ain't picking up. Karen telling him to pick it up. He ain't picking up. Pick it up, Zach. Pick it up. Zach talking about this is embarrassing. You embarrassing yourself. Let's go. Let's go. And then Zach is clearly trying to get Fatima out the house. And then guess who walks in? Aaron. I said, this knock knee getting on my nerves, child. Aaron and his knees. So he comes in and what's going on here? Danny was like, oh my God. She just fell on the couch like, why is this nigga here? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is going on? So I'm just like, Karen, you said you was going to leave the door open. Maybe you should have just closed it and locked it. Because now you getting everybody inside of your house. And the main person that you wanted to be there, he there all right. But he came to get his woman from being in your house. Because you left the door open. They need to have a song. I'ma leave the door closed. I'ma leave the door closed. Anyway, so then that's when Aaron and Zach get into it. Get out the house. You trying to break it up. You ain't doing a good job. And then Fatima, all in Aaron face, looking at him like, say something to my man. I'm like, Fatima, you can't beat up everybody, baby. You can't beat up everybody. Now, I know you got some goons, but you over here by yourself. And Karen got them hitters too. So if Karen got hitters, you got hitters, then somebody gonna get hit. And then it's 3 of her girlfriends with her. So I don't believe that they just gonna allow you to come in this girl's house and put your hands on this girl and whoop this girl. That's not gonna happen either. So y'all just need to go meet up at the coffee shop where her and Zach had met up. Because mind you, Karen said that you brought me back to the coffee shop. I thought you the one invited him to the coffee shop, ma'am. And then she gonna try to say that they went and had X in the bathroom. I said, what? I didn't see that. Did y'all see that? Zach said she lying. We didn't do that in the bathroom. Yes, we did. He said, girl, that was 3 years ago. I said, Karen, the delusions are real. Can you please stop being psychotic? What is going on in Karen's house? An apartment. What's a crazy number? 89876-817. What? 38. What is it? 8318 Child, I don't know. 817-187. What's going in apartment B187? God, dog, because this is ridiculous. So anyway, Fatima talking about Fatima said pick up the paper. Karen, pick up the paper. Pick up the paper. Pick up the paper. Fatima leaves out the house. Then Zach leaves out the house. Why you want to pick up the paper, Zach? Why you want to pick up the paper? He's talking about this is embarrassing. He walks out the house. Aaron is still there. You know, I was coming over to see. Boy, can you leave? Because Karen don't want you here either. You leave. You know what I'm saying? You sitting over here. Don't call. You know what I'm saying? You just show up. Like Danny said, is that what everybody does around here? They just pop up? Yeah, according to Tyler Perry, that's what all the men do. They pop up like a pop-up shop in Karen's house, apartment B187. All right. So Aaron ends up leaving, and then now you're down to just the girls, right? So Karen is mad at Andy, talking about she's not a good friend. Why didn't you put her out when I told you to? I'm like, the girl was trying. She was trying to hold you back. She was trying to keep Fatima over there. She even said, I'm your boss. I mean, but she still didn't leave. So it wasn't like she tried. But at the same time, it's like, Andy, you are blurring the lines, because there were some things that I caught that even Fatima was like, no, I don't sleep with my coworkers. That's Andy. I was like, dang, Fatima, I thought that was your friend. So you just gonna put, or is that what all y'all do? And Fatima was really kind of throwing Andy under the bus too. Because I guess when you mad, your true colors do show. I.e. Tyler Perry true colors. So Andy was taking Fatima was taking digs at Andy too. So I'm just like, okay, anyway. And yeah, but you supposed to be my friend. And then she tells them that they have to choose. You gonna have to choose. All y'all gonna have to choose. It's either me or Fatima. And then she said she's going to bed. All the while, Danny over there, Danny want to see who the father of the baby is. Like, I'm with Danny. What's in this envelope? I ain't got time for y'all. Whatever y'all got going on. What's in this envelope? So, at first I thought they weren't going to show nothing. So, apparently, Danny opened up the envelope and saw that it was blank. I'm like, girl, so what if Zach would have opened up this piece of paper and it's blank? Do you know how crazy you would have looked? Girl, you would have looked like you just got out the doggone straight jacket. Like, what is going on with this girl? Tyler, you need to calm this girl down, honey, because Karen is going off. She bringing up old stuff. She living back like it's 2020. You know what I'm saying? Girl, it's 2023. That was, well, I say 2019 because she come through 3 years. 3 years ago. It ain't 2019 no more, girl. You better come on. Them 3 years is over. But anyway, so now, because we don't, the reason why I said 2019, because of course it's 2023, it'd be 3 years, but we don't know what the actual date in 3 years. That's why I went to 2019, because that's actually like 3 years. That's why. Somebody said that ain't real thing. Anyway. But anyway, so yeah, they over there looking like, what is going on? What is going on with Karen? That makes Karen look crazy. So Danny talking about, you know what? I have a date. I'm about to go. I ain't got time for this. So then they walk outside. Zach is still there. Aaron is still there. And the girls walk outside, and Sabrina says this is like toxic masculinity. And he was like, toxic, what you think was going over there? Toxic femininity? Because it was a lot. It's a lot of stuff going on in the air. If the uteruses, the testicles, it's a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? And Aaron is telling Zach to leave. I'm like, but you weren't even invited. At least Zach was invited. Aaron, you just popped up. But Zach said, I know what I'm doing. I know why I'm here. Because they were saying, so when we leave, you gonna go back up there? They were telling Zach that. But Zach said, no, I'm looking at my phone because I am tracking Fatima's location. I am making sure she doesn't come back here. She won't spin the block to come back here. Why are you here, Aaron? And then he brings up Aaron's kids. Like, go get your kids, because Aaron was talking about something about he wasn't always a minister, and Zach is talking about everybody wasn't always something before they came to this point. I was like, true, that's true, because I wasn't always me before I became me, and then I became me again, and then I became me again. So I changed a lot. I was a little girl, then I became a teenager, then I became a mother, then I became a wife, and then all this other stuff. So I changed too a lot, you know. So it is what it is. We all was something before we was something, before we was here. But anyway, I totally digressed. So, they looking at Andy. Andy was like, so y'all, because she said, apparently I'm not a good friend. So Andy and her feelings, she walk off, she leave. Danny said, I'm not staying. I have a date. And she gets up and she gone about her business. So that leaves Sabrina, Zach, and Aaron, right? So again, like I said, the dudes get into it. Zach gives Aaron the finger, flips him off. He walks off because the location showed up that Fatima was actually at home. So he gone about his business. Now it leaves Sabrina and Aaron. Aaron drunk. Zach did peep that Aaron was drunk. Tell me, ain't you done fell off the wagon? And so that's when Sabrina was like, you been drinking? I only had one drink. Nah, you ain't had one drink. You look like you had multiple. And she said, well, he said, I just want to make sure she's okay. Give me your phone. Give me your phone. Give me your number. I'll let you know if she's okay. So Aaron drunk self, he go ahead and he leave. So now Sabrina goes back up to the apartment and sees Karen sitting over there like she the done daughter. She's mini Hulk, right? So she's sitting there with her hand on her hitter, looking at that front door with the door still wide open. Girl, you ain't learned your lesson. Can you you know what? That's her house. She can leave the door open. Oh, yeah, just that was for funny when Fatima said, Chad, she got the door open and the light on. I'm like, are you calling her house, her apartment a Motel 6? Motel 8, Super 8? Chad, whatever. But you can see everybody is coming in. But let me go back to this scene right here. So Sabrina is really checking on her like a real friend. Like, are you okay? You are not okay. And so she was like, why do you have this? Why do you have this out? Sabrina is really trying to get through to Karen. Karen ain't really trying to hear it. And then she goes off into all this other stuff like, he's trying to lead me on. He's gaslighting me. And Sabrina was like, no, I don't think that's it. He thought that you were unalive. So he cared about you the way the rest of us did. So that's where he's coming from. And she said she was doing perfectly fine. She was moving on with her life with Aaron. And, she was accepting everything with this baby. She was trying to put her life together. And then this happened. But no, Karen. You were trying to put your life together. But when you saw that woman running around your salon after John/Aaron, that's when you started to change your whole perspective of Aaron. And then the whole fire happened. So you like, well, shoot, I ain't. Because she gonna try to make it sound like he the only one that want to be happy. But don't forget, Karen, you had already ended it with Aaron because of the whole situation back at the shop with the girl. She was calling him John. Remember that? So anyway, but Karen is upset, tell me you trying to make me look like I'm, psycho and all this. Well, I don't know if she said, I don't remember if she said psycho, but she was trying to make like Zach was trying to make her, crazy, gaslighting her, making her think that it's really something that it really is not. But honey, you listening to Pam? Because Pam said, did you see how he was doing? You got to learn how to read the room too. But Zach was, I could see that too, because Zach was giving her kind of mixed emotions too, because the girl went all the way over you anyway. But anyway, so Sabrina is just like, okay, just calm down, what I'm saying, I want you to be okay. Then she telling Sabrina get out her house because she mad, get out. And then she just go to her room. She said she finna go to sleep. So she goes in her room, and then Pam walks in. I said, what is going on? What is really going on? Child, Pam talking about she was calling Karen over and over again. Karen didn't answer the phone, so she came over. Y'all should be fully dressed in the middle of the night, so don't nobody just put on sweats and tennis shoes and come over to people's house like we got to have on full clothes. Anyway, so Pam being nosy, trying to figure out what's going on. Talking about she got her Glock out, da. They go ahead and they walk out the house. Finally, the door is closed. The door is closed. Child, the door is closed. Whew. Ain't nobody else running up in that girl's house. Now we back over here at Maurice and Calvin. So Maurice is feeling really sad, and Calvin is like Calvin is telling Maurice, Sabrina is handling this way different than you're handling it. She's being calm, you know what I'm saying? She's just trying to make sure everybody is good, even though she didn't have anything to do with this. And he brought up the fact that you're the one that slept with Q, you know what I'm saying? You're the one that did, that pretty much brought all this together. And Maurice is just like, well, he said, you trying to make me feel worse than I already feel. Calvin is like, I'm not really trying to make you feel worse than what you already feel, but at the same time, I just want you to recognize that Sabrina is going through this as well, and she doesn't deserve this. And that's when Q calms down finally, and he's just like, I know she's a good person. You don't know her like I know her. Calvin says, I do know her, but she's like, he just goes on, she's sweet, she's kind, she's caring, she doesn't have anything to do with this. All of, just like, he hates that. Maurice is saying he hates that Sabrina is in this situation, and he knows what he has to do. He got to unalive Q. He's like, for real, you back on this again? Really? You go, what you think that's going to do? He said, I don't know, but it'll make him feel better. Everything. And then they bring up Sabrina again. Sabrina allows all this stuff or whatever. So then after they have this whole quote unquote heart-to-heart conversation, then Maurice looks around and was like, look at my house. I was like, is that a duck? Is that a duck? on that wall. What is going on? I said, why is these tropical child? Why has Calvin got this man house like he living on the beach? Like he finna drink a fruity drink. You know what? This ain't my house. I'm finna go on about my life. I'm with Maurice. Get this mess up out my oh. Is that a duck? Child, they crazy. Anyway, like right there. Is that? I think that's a duck. Anyway. Hold on, y'all. All right. So now we back over here with Zach and Fatima, and Zach tells Fatima, you know, that she is wrong for going over there. Well, she was. She shouldn't have been over at that girl house. She could have met over at the coffee shop, and they could have had a whole real live conversation. They didn't even have to do this. But, you know, Fatima does realize that she wrong, and why. And then she questions Zach about not looking at the paper. He was just like, I'm not about to be putting my mind through all the emotions right now. I'm not doing that. And then he was like, and we don't even know if that's my baby. Come on, Fatima. How in the world she get my DNA? And then Fatima's like, well, if she ain't got your DNA, she must have Aaron's. And he said, we don't even know if that to be true either. So both of them looking like, okay. So yes, Fatima, you overreacted, and we still don't know who baby this is because the paper is blank. And just telling her to calm down. It'll be all right. Chill out. I'm finna go to bed. You going to bed? She was like, well, no, I ain't going to bed. Well, she gonna sit down here. So Zach, he get a chair. He sit down, and he gonna look at Fatima the whole night. So that's pretty much what that was. So back over here, before Hayden came in the house, he was talking to Gary on the phone. He told Gary that he filed the annulment papers, but he's not really ready to tell Tamara. Because he's afraid of losing her. And Gary's just like, you know what, do what you want, tell her, don't tell her, it's whatever you do, because if I give you advice, you're gonna do whatever you want to do anyway, which he does. So he goes into the house and he sees Tamara with her lingerie on, and she's like, yeah, baby, I want this for you, baby. And he was just like, you know, I mean, I want to be with you, but I don't want to be married. I feel like this has been, you know, this is happening too fast and all this stuff. So you don't want to be with me? I just want to be your wife. Well, I just feel like, you know, we can still be together without us being married. He filed an annulment. What's an annulment? Annulment is when, you know, we ain't been married that long, with 3 days or whatever. It's like they've never been married. And she said, okay, but I'm packing my bags. I'm leaving you in the morning. He was like, yeah, dog. So that she's pretty much bluffing him, because that girl ain't going nowhere. She's trying to get a bag, honey, a big bag. So yeah, Hayden is upset in his feelings. He was like, dang, I didn't want to lose you, but you know. So she said she leaving in the morning. So back over here, Preston and Danny, they're sitting down there at their date finally. What time is it? Because this seemed like the latest night. These restaurants stay open real late. I guess this is Atlanta, the city that never sleeps, child. So they sit down, they talking. She said that Danny seems a little distracted. And then he was bringing up, and she brought up everything that was going on at Karen's house. And Preston said that he talked to Zach, and she was like, what you say to him, you know, about what happened and how he pretty much kind of neglected Fatima to go to Karen. And Danny said, so you saw that, so you can see all of that, but you can't see what's going on in this relationship here. How is it that you can see what Zach was doing, but when it comes to you like, oh, I don't know, I don't know. And I was just like, okay, I mean, people can always see other folks' problems and other folks, you know what I'm saying, woes, but it's hard for somebody to see themselves, and it's hard for people to correct themselves, you know. I could see everything you doing wrong, but yeah, I ain't did nothing wrong. Anyway, so, but Preston is like, look, we starting over, we starting new, we starting fresh, you know, we gonna do what we gotta do in our relationship, pretty much. Let's have a good night, good dinner, order some more wine, and that's pretty much what that was. So now back over here at Andy was on the phone with Sabrina, and they were talking about that she wasn't no good friend, but she is a good friend, and all this other stuff, and you know, that whole friend conversation. So she said, Sabrina said, you want me to come over? No, Gary coming over. I said, child, Sabrina, you trying to go over everybody's house? Can you call somebody? Call Calvin. He want to come over your house. You need a friend? Anyway, so they get off the phone. And Gary, he's over there, and Andy is stressed out, and Gary reaches over to try to hug Andy. Andy was just like, no, I don't want to do this. What are you doing? We're here to have X. We're here to, to sleep together, pretty much. And he was like, no, I'm not going to do this. You're really, you're frustrated. And he said, well, you know what happens when I'm frustrated? We normally just have X, and that's pretty much what it is. So that's what she wants. And she said, well, if you're not going to do it with me, I'll call somebody else to do it. So she gets on the phone. I don't know who she texting or who she talking to. So apparently she called somebody else to come over because Gary won't give her what she wants. And so they get off into talking about, you're really showing your true colors. I really see who you really are. And then she says something to the effect that they're both the same person. They see each other. They want something. They see it. They possess it. And which is really crazy too. Like, that is psychotic too. You want to possess something that you quote unquote love, which is the weirdest thing. Yeah, but he's looking at her, she's looking at him, and he was like, I'm finna go. And mind you, the dude, the guy that's coming over, he's not gonna be better than me, and all this other stuff. So both of them are really playing mind games with each other, and it's really getting on my nerves, because I'm like, if y'all gonna be together, be together. If y'all not. Stop playing these games, because it's almost like, who can get over on who? Like she said, you're gonna get effed or get effed over. So who is like, now is like, where is Robin? Can somebody tell me where Robin at? Did Robin quit? Is he doing another movie? I mean, like, what is going on? Because this is crazy. I mean, anyway, so they need to realize who they are to each other, pretty much. Andy and Gary need to realize who they are to each other. And if they need to, but they've tried so many times to make this relationship work. Now it's just like none of them, they don't care no more. Especially Andy. Andy don't care. She don't care about this man feeling. She don't care about nothing. She's pretty much over it. She's just trying to get what she can get, and she can go. And he can go. All right. So now back over, Maurice go down to the precinct. Did y'all catch when Maurice said, are you the attorney handling the case? I thought that Logan was a detective. Ain't he a detective? Logan, detective? But anyway, he says yes. So he sits down, and then Maurice says, it was me. I did it. I'm the one that robbed the bank with Q. Sabrina had nothing to do with it. It was him and Q. I was like, dang, Maurice, this is the second time that you done confess to something. So we'll see how this works. All right, y'all. This is Sheila Billy. Y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what y'all thought about this episode. I thought it was pretty good. I just, for once, I really want Karen and Fatima to have a real conversation. Not these conversations where it's everybody around, everybody trying to hold them apart, where they over there trying to, see whose bullet is bigger. Like, just have a real live conversation. And and also too, I want Karen to move on with her life. Just move on, child. And if you pregnant, can you just be pregnant? And I want Aaron to stop drinking and stop popping up over people's house. And actually, Zach was to me, he was actually pretty good in this episode, because he's taking therapy. And Maurice, you didn't have to go down there and said you robbed that bank just to protect Sabrina. It's like you are extreme. You were extreme when you acting all, flamboyant. And you were extreme when you just act regular, because now you about to put yourself 15 years, child, I guess. But anyway, let me know what y'all thought about this episode. Overall, I thought it was pretty good. This, again, like, comment, and subscribe, and y'all have a great day. Oh, and also, thank y'all all for the well wishes, and thank y'all all for being understanding of my life. It's hectic. Like I said, my daughter is going off to college. I'm trying to get all of her stuff ordered. Oh, my daughter actually has a YouTube video. It's called Aria Allies, ARIAALLES. And she, like, actually journals. She does more like vlogging or whatever. So she like vlogged her prom and vlogged her dress shopping and vlogged her graduation and vlogging her about to get ready to go to college. So if y'all want to see another little part of my life, go check out my daughter Aria Allies. I'll put it in the description box if y'all want to check her out. So anyway, y'all, Have a great day. Bye. And I know I probably forgot a lot. I tried to head on her. Jesus love y'all. Bye.